Tom, oh my God, what an extraordinary film. I honestly, I'm still shaking.
Good, thank you.
When you read the material for the book, I mean, what was it that sat with you and you went, I got to turn this into a film?
Well, it was a page turner, the book, and it's a terrific book. It's called Tony and Susan, and I literally could not put it down. Now, it is quite different than the film. However, the central story, the central theme is really about finding people in your life that are meaningful and not letting them go. It's a cautionary tale about what can happen to your life if you do let those people slip away. And that theme, to me, was something that really resonated. I wasn't sure when I first read it how I was going to adapt it, because it's an inner monologue. I had to create certain things and scenes and things that are not in the book. And it took me a few years to figure out how to do that.
Which character was you?
Actually, a little bit of all of them. But I would say primarily Susan, who lives in this world which she's quite torn about, which is very superficial, and she has let go of someone in her life and let go of a big part of herself. I have never done that. However, there have been moments in my life where I have not necessarily had a balance between the material world and staying in touch with people that you love, and my perspective has been off. It has not been for quite a few years now. It's something I went through a while ago. But Susan, I would say, is quite autobiographical, as is Jake. Growing up in a very sort of macho environment, I was not the guy who was the traditional strong, great at sports guy. I was the sensitive one. And in the end, the character that Jake plays, even though we hear the word weak quite a few times, his character or characters is ultimately the strongest. He's the one who triumphs both in the inner novel and the outer novel.
We all know. I mean, both
I see
of
them doing that
yeah,
too.
I hate that. I hate that. We want an hour. We get an hour. I love it.
Going.
Tom, seriously, we know these actors are fantastic, and what I loved, I mean, from Amy, you just see it in her face. It's all good. But Jake, to pull this out of him, did you feel guilty every day when you were shooting this? When you put him through?
No, and you don't have to pull things out of a great actor. They want to give them to you, and Jake is a great actor, and he was wonderful and absolutely professional and terrific on set. I mean, yes, it was grueling physically for all of the actors that were shooting the scenes in West Texas, but I think that good actors thrive on that. We were literally in the environment, and it was very visceral what they were going through, and hopefully what was captured on screen.
Oh, it was certainly captured. Obviously a brilliant designer, but how do you take that? And I mean, just watching this, it's so stylish. Your films from a silent man, just gorgeous to watch. How have you taken your designing side and expressed that as a director? How has it helped you?
I try not to cross the two. But of course, if you're someone who likes to build, who likes to design, who likes to create, a movie is the ultimate expression of that, because you're designing what these people do, whether they live, whether they die, what the room is like, you're designing everything about their world, and it's forever sealed in what is a film.
But how do you balance everything?
How do I balance everything? I'm highly scheduled, and I own my own fashion business, so I was able to plan a year and a half in advance and just block out the time. And then I did all of the editing at my offices in London, where I set up an editing suite so I could edit for 4 or 5 hours and go out to a fitting for an hour or two and go back and edit and go back. I'm just very highly scheduled, and I thrive on a lot of things to do.
Well, like I say, outstanding film. You are just brilliant, honestly.
You're very sweet, thank you.
Oscars, here we come, my friend. And I guess you'll be wearing Tom Ford at the Oscars?
Well,
maybe?
Who knows if I'll be going to the Oscars. But I always wear
you there, my
Tom
friend.
Ford. That's the beauty of having your own company. You just make whatever it is you need, and you don't have to shop.
I want the Bonnie Laufer line. Anyway, always
Thank you.
such a pleasure to meet you and
Thank
talk to
you
you.
very
Thank
much.
you so much.